Hey, everybody, my name's Shorty, and I'm here to talk about, well, whatever. Honestly, I think it's a good idea because I've got lots of shit that goes on in my mind, and probably everyone else does too. At the moment, I probably just want to talk about bipolar, I guess. How people dealt with their bipolar and were finding out. Because I know when I was younger, I could have found out at 15, but my then when I told her after going to a counseling appointment, and they had told me that they thought that I had bipolar, but we'd need to get it properly looked at. I said, nah, you don't, because they don't know. She doesn't believe it. Not well, some of them don't believe in it, and that made it very difficult for me for when I did find out, because I'd had quite a few domestic violence relationships and a daughter to one of those relationships. Ended up leaving it, going to the relationship I'm in now with my amazing partner, who saved me from that relationship and stuck by me and, looked after, oh my God, I'm not great at words, sorry. Looked after my first child and did it really well. However, I was very sick, didn't know I had bipolar at the time. I knew I had depression, and I knew I had PTSD, I knew I had anxiety, I didn't really like people that much, and I felt different all the time. Anyway, I didn't realize at the time when I got on my partner that I was falling down a mental health rabbit hole, and there was a lot of things that went wrong in between. I ended up going through a mania, like a hyper sense, I guess you can say, like you're so happy you can't come down, and it just goes continuous. Like, yes, I was also smoking a bit of marijuana at the time, which didn't help because I was already in a very high, so staying high wasn't a good thing. And then, obviously, not knowing that I had bipolar, my partner didn't know how to deal with it, and my family was not really there at the same time because no one really knew, and I couldn't tell my grandmother because she just didn't care. And then I had some things I had to deal with, like my ex, and my then not understanding that I needed to heal from everything that had happened in a domestic violence relationship. Me and my partner were at the time fighting a lot because there was just a lot of stress going on. I was being erratic, throwing things. He didn't know how to deal with it. But the biggest thing is he didn't leave because obviously he cared and loved me. But it ended up getting to a stage where I gotten so crazy that I was running out of money all the time. And on the last time before I went to the mental ward, those are sick, like shit, not sick, but it did help me. I had forgotten to put fuel in the car, or just not remembered, or whatever, even though he kept telling me that we needed to put fuel in the car. But no, I wanted to go to the cemetery to see my mother, because my mother had passed away a long time ago. And I don't know, that was just what was going through my head, I guess. We ended up straight on the side of the road in the town that we live in, but it was still pretty far away from the house. And I must have just lost it. I just walked away from him and my child. I found some random person's house where a friend used to live. Got them to call the cops, but I just walked to this random person's house. How did I know that this person wasn't going to steal me or something? Like, I didn't. luckily enough, they were nice people. Called the cops for me because I thought my ex was stalking me, which he had done before. And I went, and I don't actually remember the bit about this because, like, bipolar is a very hard thing to deal with. It's not an excuse for things, but it's hard to still deal with, especially when you don't know that you have it. Or even when you do know you have it, it is one of the weirdest mood disorders. And no, I'm not saying it's the worst or nothing, but for me, having it, it took me a while to learn how to, how do you call it, navigate it. Because the downs are horrible, the highs are horrible. It can be. Sometimes they're actually great. Because if you're not in like a hypermania, you're just, you can get into these good moods and feel good and just vibe with everybody. It doesn't matter what they're on. If they're drunk, if they're on drugs, doesn't matter. You can vibe with them. And it's mad. And that was the kind of person I was. I vibe with everybody. I just didn't know that's why. Anyway, back to it. I ended up going to the mental ward, which is probably where I'm going to tell a little bit about, and I'm going to start the video. If there's more you want to learn about from what happened with me, then definitely ask away. I don't remember a lot of the things that happened because you become a different person, and I'm getting with the partner that I have now. He's amazing. He's my fiance. We are hoping to get married next year, end of next year, or start of the year after. And it's my engagement ring. He did really well, didn't he? Oh yes, if you're looking at the bruisings and stuff, I'm in hospital. That is why. Nope, I am not beating myself up. And no one's beating me up. That's for bloods and everything. And I am pregnant. Just so you know the reason. 26 weeks exactly. That's really hard with well being bipolar. It's very dangerous. High stress levels can, you know, cause problems. And this baby has already caused problems. He's a boy. I've got 2 girls. And one is with my ex. Oh, I already said that. But there you go. And my second daughter is with my partner now. As in, like, I had her with him, and they are both with their nanny at the moment, on my partner's side, and we get to see them tomorrow, which we're very happy about. But as I get back to it, being bipolar while pregnant isn't great. Usually you have to take medication, but I have dealt with it myself since after having my second child, though with a lot of the things that have gone on in my family, which I'm not getting into this time, it made it very hard, and I was in a very high stress level, panic attacks, which happen frequently with bipolar if you can't keep calm, which most of the time I can, and I think I can be pretty calm. I think I'm also, most of the time, my depression mood with bipolar is very chronic. I try not to put everything on other people. It's hard for me to know. I want to know how people are feeling because that's something that makes me feel better, helping people. It's something I want this vlog to be about, helping people. And